Hi, Sarah here from BudgetSavvyDiva. So I did a video a couple days ago, questions video, and a question that kept on coming up was, how do you become a successful blogger? So I sat down and I wrote a long list of helpful hints and tips that I want to share with you guys, because I totally want, if this is your dream to become a successful blogger, you know, then you totally you can do it. And I just wanted to give you what I've learned through the 2.5 years I've been blogging. And so let's get started. So how blogging works is you need to have a platform where you have your site. So you can either go with Blogger, which is free, or WordPress, which costs money. So there's pros and cons for each. I personally started on Blogger. Blogger is free. It is super easy to work with. I mean, everything, you can even make your site look pretty with yourself. Like, I have no technical skills and I was able to create a kind of a cool site. Problem with Blogger is that you don't have a lot of options with how content is displayed, and also you don't really own your site. Blogger does, Google does. So if they want you, they could shut down your whole site. And I've known a blogger that this has happened to, and then she never got her site back. It's just gone. So that's kind of the problem. I started on Blogger, and then there's companies that will transfer you to WordPress, and that usually is about $75. And WordPress, it does cost money, and it really depends. There's GoDaddy, where you have your domain or whatever, and you can get something like Bluehost. I think you can pay $120 a year, and to have your site up and running on a minimal scale, and to own your URL. You do have to buy your URL, which is $10, like BudgetSavvyDiva.com, you know, I bought for $10. And the thing is, that's fine. I mean, I personally, I have to pay more because my traffic load is more than most people, and I went with a smaller company because they, I messed up my site a lot. If you ever see my site completely down, a large chance is I was trying to do something, change a color or a font about something, and I just completely broke it. And I use Yellow Fiber hosting. And I really like them. I've been with them for 1.5 years or so, and they, you know, get back to me and they help me out, and they don't think that, you know, I'm I broke it again, I'm really sorry, and they go and fix it. I don't know how they fix it, but they fix it. And a lot of times with WordPress, you are going to have to get a designer, and most designers, you can just search inexpensive WordPress designers, and you'll get a bunch. It really depends on what your personal style is, and that kind of can run, if you want a really basic style, it's $75. And then something that's a lot more personalized, like mine is super duper personalized. I had the character on my site is an actual illustration somebody did, and that cost a bunch of money. So I forget how much mine's cost because I've changed it over the years. But mine probably, as it is today, I probably have put $500–700 into it. Blogging is expensive. It's more like a hobby. It's my job. I've been blogging 2.5 years. I have about 5 people working under me at this point. And I mean, it's a full-fledged small business. But a lot of times you have to think of blogging as a hobby, and that you're putting money into it, and you're not necessarily going to see the money come out. Alright, one thing is, so that's kind of the basics. I do suggest, what I do is I have a ton of these notebooks. I have a notebook, every single day I have a sheet of paper, which is my day, and what I need to get done on my site, or what I need to get done in my house. And create a notebook, and I put a list of bloggers that I really like to go to, and I create a list. Why do I like to go to their site? Is it the color design? Is it their style of writing? What is it that you like about their site? Because you can incorporate that into your own blog. And to go with that, think about what you're going to write about. I know a lot of people come to me about wanting to do a coupon blog. That's totally awesome. I mean, all these are applicable to any type of blog you want to do. Sit down and really think, what do you want to write about? And it can't, you know, it doesn't have to be oh, I want to write about, I only have to write about coupon blogs, like, or coupon blogging or whatever. Like, I write about budget tips, I'll write about travel, I'll write about cooking, you know, pretty much my site, like, it's hard to explain, but I do, yeah, coupons, freebies, but then I have like a whole other sector of things I love to talk about as well. The sky's the limit. You can talk about whatever you want, and also think about, like, how are you going to be different? So I think especially with coupon blogs, it's really difficult because the biggest thing I notice with blogs that don't really blossom or reach their full potential is that you'll find the same content on their blog as every other, like, blog around, and they're not an individual. Now, you have to think every person is different. I'm different than you, you're different than, you know, people in your family. You need to express that in your blog. I mean, you are that person, and you need your blog to represent that. So I feel really bad for the people who, you know, it's hard with coupon blogging because a free razor, everyone's going to post that. Like, so it's hard to have individual content, but you need to think about what do you like to talk about. So if you're going to be doing a coupon blog, you got to have other content going in, but it needs to be comfortable for you. Don't feel pressured to have to do Christmas crafts or something, like frugal Christmas crafts. Like, do what you feel comfortable. If you want to talk with your coupon site about having triplets, then totally do that. Another thing is with your name of your site. Now, you know, people always ask me, so what, like, made you start a site? And, you know, I don't have this, like, tremendous story of, you know, I was on a hiking trail and overlooking, you know, the sunrise or something. For me, it all came about within about 15 minutes. There's a long backstory that I'm not going to talk about right now, but basically, I was in a MART of some kind, management program, and I decided to quit because I saw how much things were overpriced, and I didn't like how they were handling things, and I never quit anything in my life. And I took a couple months, I became a nanny for a family, which was great because I didn't make any money on my site, so when it started, so, like, at least I had money to pay bills. And it just came about that I wanted to start something, and my name just popped right in, BudgetSavvyDiva. And, you know, and it stuck. It was perfect. You have to create a name that is representative of what you're going to be talking about. And please, 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 like, no more mama, mommy. Oh my gosh. Like, the thing is, I don't even know, like, if you have, like, a mom, mommy, free, I'm talking about, like, you can't remember. You have to come up with a name that people are going to remember, people are easily going to spell, on an individual to use. So, like, if you're doing a recipe site, you know, come up with something like no leftovers, or, you know, seconds please, or something. I don't even know if those are real sites, but, like, something that, you know, people think are going to be cute, and something that, you know, isn't, like, I don't know, just the mom, mommy. A lot of times I've noticed that people have created sites that, like, they take a popular site's name and, like, put an S on it, or they flip the name, and, or it's like a 3-word thing and then they flip it, and so it's really difficult. So don't try and copy other people's names. And then a lot of times, like, especially with me, I'm lucky my dad's a copyright lawyer, so I was able to get a trademark on my name. So, like, if people, that's, like, sometimes, like, people try and be like, Budget Savvy Divas with an S. I'm like, yeah, you can't create a site with my name. So just be individual. I'm sorry if I'm rambling a long time, but I think this is helpful. I hope it's helpful. What media to use. So, like, if you notice, I like doing videos, and you know, I like talking. I'm a visual person. I visually learn things, so I find videos very easy for me to learn from, and that's a medium that works really well for me. If you are more of a writer, if that's how you do things, then, you know, maybe more writing styles for you. So just know, like, what media to use more. I'm very comfortable in front of a camera. I can, you know, without any makeup, whatever. Oh, I have makeup on right now. But I have a video where I'm not wearing any makeup. Know how much time you're going to have to dedicate to it. Like I said in my questions video, I work 10 hours a day. I get up at 6:57 every morning, and I am in front of my computer at 7 a.m. every single morning. And I do not finish until like 9:30, sometimes 10 p.m. at night. Now that being said, like I take breaks, like I'll go to the grocery store, or I'll have like a date night with the hubby. Like so the time isn't, but it's spread out, and that's every single day. Every single day, 365. So just know, like, but mine is very much, I post every hour, on the hour, 24/7. That's how I decided to be different. I'm posting a new, like, recipe, or sometimes I have to do a roundup if other things are going on. And, but that's how I decided to be an individual in my site, and just work what's gonna work for you. I don't have kids, so my schedule is a lot more flexible, but know that, like, even if you're only posting on your site like once or twice a week, make sure it's the same days so people know when to look for you. And then, like, I get a lot of people who, I don't know how many times I've gotten this email. You know, I'm at home and I want to make a ton of money. Like, how are you, like, successful at blogging? And, like, I want to be too. You know, the problem is, like, I don't make a ton of money. Like, I'm able to pay, my car's paid off, which is really helpful. I don't have kids. You know, my husband has a job, so he's able to pay, you know, half the rent in our apartment. I pay the other half. And, I cook a ton at home. And there we go. Like, I mean, we get some movie screenings, and those are date nights, and we save, like, everything. We do the can recycles. Like, there's just, and I've been doing it for 2.5 years. You know, I don't think there is money to be had, but if you are going to focus on content and, you know, you can have ads on your sites. That's how I pay for things, but it's not like, oh, every person that visits your site, here's $1. I mean, I mean, I haven't ever broken it down, but I mean, you are thousands and thousands, and then you get $1. Like, it's a lot of work, and especially when you're starting out, you know, don't focus on the money at all. I was happy when I made 50 cents a day. Yeah. Alright, make sure you create your social media, like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can create a Pinterest board if you like. Don't, like, be posting, like, giveaways on it. I don't know, I think that's just tacky. What else? So any of the social media, it's really important to have so you can connect. I guess you can make a Google Plus page. I haven't really, really developed that one yet. And just start, you know, talking. And one thing I was going to bring up later, but I'm going to bring up now, is just know, like, I was ecstatic when I got my first fan. I remember jumping up and down and telling my husband when I got my first social media fan. Like, I remember when it was at 1, and, you know, now I think I have, with everything combined, 300, 400,000 people. And it's really, really, really important that you understand that it's not numbers, it's people who are following you. And know that even though they're not responding to things or commenting on things, they are reading what you are writing. And with Blogger, you are going to have a tool in there which will say all your traffic. And don't be discouraged if you have, like, days where you don't get any traffic. I had those days where I had, like, only 3 people on my site, and it was, like, my parents and my husband. So just know, like, you know, it's like a snowball. You just slowly have to create it, and when it starts rolling, it gets bigger and bigger, and you don't have to, like, you still have to keep on pushing it, but you know, you'll start getting more fans, and they'll, you know, word of mouth and stuff will, you know, create more traffic and people to join your site. So just know that. I think people really get discouraged that they think they're going to, unless you go viral with something, it's really difficult to get that traffic. Let's see. So creating relationships, and I think it's difficult for me. I get so many emails and people wanting me to help them, but the problem, and I have helped people, I've given great, you know, the same kind of advice I'm giving here, but the problem is, like, you have to create relationships. Like, I really suggest the bloggers that you really like, start commenting on their stuff, make them know who you are, and then ask questions. Don't just start kind of just like asking like, how do I be successful? Create a relationship with them. I'm getting near the end. Be flexible. Know when you need to change things up. Don't just think, okay, I'm only going to be talking about running shoes. I'm only going to be talking about running shoes and that's all I'm going to talk about. And then, you know, you feel really boxed in. So make sure that you're flexible and you can change what your, you know, what your outlook is, but always be yourself. And also, if you're going to change things up, also really tell your readers about it. Create a relationship with them. You know, talk to them like they're your friends, you know, because you are spending time with them virtually and they get to know you and they want to know, you know, what's going on in your life. You know, if you're not able to post for 2 weeks because you have people coming over and things are just crazy, create a little, you know, post or whatever talking about that. One thing, if you're having a hard time kind of creating a niche or creating traffic, I really suggest going local, and that's what I did. I live in Portland now, and I've really tried to create a local establishment here and contact companies in your local area, you know, even newspapers. Maybe you can write articles for them, but companies that you're interested in that kind of fit with your blog, and reach out to them because they're going to be more likely to, you know, maybe do a sponsorship with you, do a giveaway with you. I know I reached out. I love Twitter. Twitter works really well for me to reach out to companies. I recently reached out to Tillamook Cheese because I love cheese. I love Tillamook. And I was able to set up a whole, like, media tour with them, and I got free ice cream, yay. But, you know, that totally works for me. I've seen it work for other bloggers, and that's my suggestion to you. And I hope this has been helpful. You know, I wish you the best of luck. Oh, one last thing is, people actually create sites to sell them, and people have actually been really successful with that. And there's a site called Flippa, flippa.com, and you can actually flip your site. So you can actually sell your site to the highest bidder. So maybe that's your game plan, to create sites, and, you know, maybe that's your thing. You're going to, you know, create a site and sell it. Who knows? I hope this has been helpful, and bye until next time.